Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. Today we have a slight risk of severe weather across northeastern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the upper peninsula of Michigan in the yellow. We have a marginal risk covering much of the upper Great Lakes and the Northeast, and New England in the dark green. And we have a marginal risk of severe weather covering portions of Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina today. Looking at today's tornado threat, there's a low 2% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location across portions of northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the upper peninsula of Michigan today. So be on the lookout for an isolated tornado if you live in this green area today. And then looking at the damaging wind threat, there's a 15% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour or stronger within 25 miles of a location across these yellow shade areas today, and a 5% chance in the brown shade areas today. Also a 5% wind risk across the Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina region today. So make sure you look out for some isolated to scattered damaging wind gusts if you live in these areas. And looking at the hail, no hail threat for the south, but we do have a 15% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location across the upper Great Lakes, and then a 5% chance surrounding that in the brown, covering much of the rest of the Great Lakes. So be on the lookout for some isolated, scattered large hail today if you live in these areas. Now, looking at um, the heat has moved to more of the south central portions of the United States as a uh, we're having a summertime cold front moving through the northern and central plains today. So all the heat is down in the south, but we have a whole bunch of excessive heat warnings and heat advisories across the south central plains, with excessive heat warnings in the dark purples and heat advisories in orange. So if you live in these areas, make sure you are drinking plenty of water, staying in the shade, and staying indoors during the hottest part of the day if possible. And looking at high temperature projections from the GFS model today, man, we are seeing widespread high temperatures of 105 to 110 across Texas. And then up towards North Texas, we could be seeing high temperatures today of 111, 112, 113, maybe even isolated 115 degrees along the Red River border of Texas and Oklahoma today. I mean, we're talking about potentially all-time record highs being set today across portions of North Texas and central and southern Oklahoma. And up into Kansas, widespread 105 to 110, maybe some 111s and 12s sprinkled in today. And then going into tomorrow, um, the temperatures will still be widespread 105 to 110 across much of Texas and Oklahoma, with 100 to 105 across southern Missouri, Arkansas, and Kansas tomorrow. And we might get a little bit of relief on Thursday, as instead of 105, 110, we're just seeing 100 to 105, and we're seeing isolated showers and storms pop up across North Texas and Louisiana that could be cooling temperatures down to the upper 80s and low 90s during the afternoon Thursday. So we could be seeing some relief, but briefly on Thursday. Now, taking a look at the North American model, this is getting temperatures up to 115 or 110 to 115 across much of Oklahoma and North Texas as well, with much of Texas being 105 to 110, as well as western central Kansas today. This model is also bringing 110 to 115 across this area, North Texas and west central Oklahoma. So it's two models showing it so far today. Looking at the European model, we're seeing temperatures of pretty similar to the other two models 105 to 110 across much of the south, with the corridor of 110 to 114, 115 across North Texas, central western Oklahoma. So the three main models are agreeing that today is going to be seeing historic heat across Texas, Oklahoma, and southern Kansas. So make sure you are really prepared for that today across these areas. So thanks for watching today's weather update. Make sure you prepare for severe weather if you live in the shade areas today. Have a wonderful day, my friends.